talk about this now. Organizing a funeral can be very traumatic, but a new app called Sendoff has been developed to help ease the pain of those who are mourning loved ones. The app covers all aspects from food, coffins, trauma, counseling, graveside cleaning services, and even a body pickup. Another unique thing about the app is that you can pre-plan your own burial. Let's get more from Sendoff CEO Zolani Matebese, who believes this is a world first. He joins us now live virtually. Zolani, thank you very much for your time on eNCA. Now, what motivated you to start this app? I mean, I remember particularly my cousins and sisters and I would always ask ourselves why the family that is mourning, especially in the black culture, is the one that is expected to serve those who are coming there to comfort you. Is that where you got the idea from?
Thanks for having me. No, the idea actually came through when I was helping with an extended family funeral. And the process was just really, really bad. I mean, it was inefficient, it was traumatic, it was costly. You know, just think about the idea of actually having to chase a funeral home or multiple funeral homes for quotes while you're grieving, while you're trying to get the person, you know, into the grave as in a dignified manner. It was what we call a broken process, and I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. And that's really where the idea for Sendoff was born.
Now, how far does Sendoff go? For instance, there are people who have funeral covers, life covers, and those businesses are very strict in terms of who can claim, etc. So when does Sendoff come in? Do you come in after the people who are mourning have already claimed?
So we're digitizing the entire funeral value chain. And what that means is any part of arranging a funeral or anything to do with death care you can do on Sendoff. So that goes from choosing a funeral policy, if you don't have one already. We're talking to some of our partners about integrating claims and claim submissions, because that's a huge area where there's a lot of difficulty between families and underwriters. Down to, as you said earlier, you know, picking up your grandmother-in-law passes on during the night. You download Sendoff, you request a body pickup, and we'll be there, all the way to arranging the actual funeral itself, putting the person in the ground, choosing a tombstone. As you said earlier, we have to feed the people who are descending on us as the bereaved family. So you can do funeral groceries, this catering. You know, we pretty much do everything you can think of that relates to a funeral, including mental health and trauma, right? So it's a very traumatic and very hard process to go through. A lot of people have difficulty with it. And so you can go into Sendoff, you can find help, you know, you can do trauma debriefing, you can get bereavement counseling. And we think that's important.
Very important. Now, Zolani, tell me, what are the cost implications? Is it going to be something that is affordable? Because already I think in South Africa in particular, you know, already a lot of people have been saying that funerals in South Africa are, you know, cost too much money. So if you add Sendoff to it, for Sendoff to plan for you, can ordinary South Africans afford it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't disagree with you in terms of the fact that funerals can be exceptionally expensive. And one of the things we thought we needed to do was to provide the best value. So you can find funerals in Sendoff literally all the way from around 14,000 Rand up to 90,000, depending on how many bells and whistles you actually want. It is completely for the mass market. It is for everybody. What we've done is we've gone to all the different funeral service providers, and we've made sure that what we put in Sendoff is real value. Typically in South Africa, people spend an average of about between 35 to 45,000 on a funeral. And we have a number of plans that are right in the middle there. Ultimately, what we want to do is to provide a better way to do a funeral or anything funeral. And one of those is better value, and you can definitely find that at Sendoff.
All right. Zolani Matebese, thank you very much for your time. He's the CEO of that new app called Sendoff.